Welcome to NWA USA Episode 3. Now, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, there's some work being done in one of the apartments nearby by the neighbors. I think they're fixing up their apartment, so if it's noisy, sorry. This is what you get. I can't be quiet in any other room, so deal with it. But I gotta say this. This episode of NWA USA was quite interesting. They covered several things that's happened in the last couple of weeks, and now they expanded on something totally different. Now, we got Kobe Carino and the Fixers in an interview. And May's asking, why are you like this? Why are you working with the Fixers? What is the problem between you and George Self? And he doesn't say that's his dad, but he does say, look, when it comes to CW, you're no match for me. I knew I was going to beat you. You were nothing, even when you were young, and I beat you. George, I learned everything I needed from you. You don't mean nothing. So in other words, Dad, I don't give a fuck. I learned what I needed. Bye. There you go. And he says, me and the Fixers have an arrangement. The question is the Fixers getting this? Or he's been promising them to get the tag titles and he's going to do whatever he can to help them to get it. It's one of the two. I don't know. But this is what we got. Now, we got, and I'm not going in order. We got Stanley versus Ricky Morton's son, Kerry Morton, Kerry, Kerry Morton. Now, I didn't know how old this kid was. I know he's the son, and I know Ricky is over 60. And I'm going, how old is this kid? Is he 23, 25 years old? I had to look it up. He's 20. Guys. Ricky Morton's son looks like he has 7 kids, Ricky. And this must be his youngest kid because his youngest kid is 20 years old. That means Ricky had him when he was 45 because he's 65 right now. He'll be 66 in September. He will be 66. So I was thinking, damn, I'm not the only one who had a parent who is over 40. Because for me, my mother, she was 42 years old when I was born. My biological father was 38. So I come from the older generation, born in the 1920s and the 1930s. Let me say that again. My mother was born in the 1920s, and my father was born in the 1930s. That's how old my family line is. My mother was born in 1929. My biological father was born in 1933, I believe. So if my mother was alive, she'd be over 90. And if my biological father was still alive, I don't know if he is, he would be in his mid-80s. Early to mid-80s. There you go. Me being 50, good genes. But this is what you got. And I was surprised to find out how young he is, but I was not surprised to see how he was working in the ring. He is green. I don't care if he's a third generation because Ricky Morton's dad was a former ref for professional wrestling. So he's a third generation wrestler. Even though his grandfather didn't wrestle, he worked in the wrestling business. That means he's a third generation wrestling kid. 3 generations. But he don't work like a third generation yet. He is too damn green. Understand, he's still going to college. He's a cheerleader. And now he wants to become a professional wrestler. And it shows. He was either rushing through the match or he was very botchy in the match. Now, mind you, he's very young in the business. I don't even know if he's been in the business a year or two. He might not even been in a year. Possibly maybe 2 years, maybe. So he has a lot of work ahead of him. Hopefully, he will learn and get somewhere. Hopefully not in the WWE because he ain't getting nowhere with that. WWE is not going to take a kid that skinny and that small with the new directives. Over 6 foot tall and over 250 pounds. He's 199. They don't want him. So let's just hope in the independents in AEW, NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Impact Wrestling that has problems, but I still believe that it's not a bad promotion. He'll get somewhere. He won the match. It was still sloppy. I'm just saying. Now, we got a couple of video packages. Well, not video packages. We got interviews. I keep forgetting they don't do video packages. They do interviews there. We got several interviews. We had Black Cheese Church's money talking about Monche Rocket. And he wants him to go after the national title. Yeah, get in line. I still see that Nick Aldis is going for the national championship. And it's not because I don't think Monche Rocket is good enough to do it, and I don't think it's because he's black he ain't going to get a fair shot. It's that they're booking it, that you can see that Nick Aldis is not done with Strictly Business. He's not done with Adonis. He's not done with Latimer. He's going to go after that title. It makes perfect sense. It doesn't make a difference if you want to see Monche Rocket as the champ, the national title. He's not going to get it now because they got a story going. And if you don't like it, you can kiss it. Not because I'm being mean to you, but because that's the way it is. When they got something established, they're not going to change it because you're black. And being part black myself, I'm not going to say it either. Aldis deserves a national title. I'm just saying. We also get a little interview of Nick Aldis. That was well later in the show. And he calls out Anthony Mayweather, the former Crimson. He calls him out and he says clearly, Crimson, I've known you for more than a decade. You know my kids, I know your kids. They eat together. We worked in the trenches together in professional wrestling. And I know you're the toughest son of a bitch there is. But I got to tell you, with respect with the trenches, because you used to be a former military man, not to be disrespectful, saying that we were in the trenches together. I know you earned your right with the blood that you spilled at war. But I got to say this, as your friend who's known you over a decade, what the hell are you doing? He doesn't say anything about Monche Rocket because of the match in Power. He doesn't. But that's what he's implying, because Jax Dean is in his head, which made him messed up, which made him not think about what he's doing because he got beat by Monche Rocket, who is no match for him. That is what he's saying. You need to get your head in the game. The ABCs of wrestling, you must close. Don't play like this anymore. As of now, you need to do what needs to be done, no matter if your friend's a problem or not. You need to close. What happened should never happen. And then he walks off. Now, Crimson didn't know what to say because pretty much he's right. When it comes to Crimson, when it came to when it was dealing with Monche Rock and Black Cheese, and when it came to Mims, because this is coming down to Mims, dealing with his protege, his friend, he's being told, stop it. Friendship doesn't mean a damn thing when a title or pay is on the line in that damn ring. If you got a title opportunity, that means you get more money, more pay, more prestige, more respect. Do not blow it. You want to prove that you're the best? Finish the match. It doesn't make a difference if your friend's in trouble. It doesn't make a difference if it's unfair. You need to finish that match and get it done. That's what he was saying, and I agree. Now the question is going to be, what is he going to do to Mims? Because Mims is not finished yet. Mims is an issue. Mims is his friend, and now his friend, who could not stand having to face him in the ring, now is going to be an issue going forward with him and Jax Dean, because Jax Dean is not done yet. And neither is Mims dealing with Jax Dean because of what happened with Pope and what's happened with Mayweather. So this is going to come back, and let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Who else? We got Camille being begged. Well, let me crank that back. Camille was interviewed by May. May asked, so what are you doing here? When are we going to see you in the ring? And she said, well, I'm watching, I'm scouting, I'm trying to see who's good, who's bad, and who's ugly. She doesn't say it, but that's what I'm saying. And she says, when the time comes, I will get in the ring because I'm not afraid to defend the Burke. But then we see that May is begging her, please help me. The Natalia Makovich is treating us bad in the back. She's treating me bad. She's treating the people in production. Please, can you do something? She says, nope, I'm not getting involved with this because that's not my business. That's not my job. And she's begging her. So this is what we got leading into this, the cat fight, because that's what I'm going to name it. This was the best match. It's not because it was the most technical. It was not because it was the most high flying. It wasn't because it was the most hard hitting, because it was pretty rough, but you could tell they were both holding back, and that's Kenzie Page versus Natalia Markovich. My baby, my woman. If anyone claims her, I will kick your ass. If she doesn't kick my ass first, because I'm sure being 5'8.5", she's got to be my height, or well above. When she's in heels, she will whoop my ass. But still, she's my woman, because she can talk to a certain extent. She does definitely have a good look. The way she looks, let's be honest. Yeah, the boobs and the ass look good, but she knows how to make herself look good in the ring. She's a very rough wrestler, a very physical wrestler. What happened with her and Paula Blaze was decimated. The way she was literally hitting her, physically, you could hear it over the mic. Usually they would slap their knee, slap their arm, slap whatever to make it sound very physical. When it came to Natalia, she wasn't joking. When she hit Paula Blaze in the back, she was completely, legitimately being physical. That is not something you see anymore in wrestling for men or women alike. It's very rare individuals that are actually willing to be very physical because they want to be theatrical. Hitting their hands, hitting their legs, hitting whatever part of their body needed to make it sound impactful. She was. So when you see this match between her and Kenzie Page, the first thing, Kenzie got kicked in the leg and her left ankle folded under her body. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself too badly, even though she was able to continue the match. Then after that happened, I don't know if this was legitimate heat. After she hurt her ankle, Kenzie was kind of pissed. So you got a 30, I believe she's 32. That is Natalia. And you got someone who's now 19, nearly 20, and Kenzie. Someone might have gotten a little pissed off because this could still be a work. It may not be a real shoot. And I think it might be it's mainly a work. But they tried to make it feel real. And at certain points, they looked tanked when they started beating the crap out of each other. It was a very interesting thing seeing Paige getting her ass whooped. Then Kenzie getting her ass whooped. Then the ref having no choice but to throw the match out. No contest. Forgetting it and having to shove. And understand, he shoved a decent amount of a Natalia back and she fell on her ass hard. He legitimately shoved her back hard. He didn't just push her back. He shoved her back and she fell on her ass. Her lovely ass that likes to hang out. And literally Tim Storm had to come, try to stop it. Then Raven has to come out, bothering Tim because he still doesn't like how Tim runs USA branch of the NWA. Because he ain't saying nothing on Power. Because right now, you got the Austin Idol who's on commentary now. Because we're not having Tim any commentary anymore. Because he's doing USA as the manager there, the general manager. Or the managing director. Actually, the managing director, not the general manager. Pretty much that's what we got. And then when it came to Marshe Rocket, because I did mention him early, along with Black Cheese, you got Natalia come out. Pissed off as hell. Looking cute, saying, I am angry at the ref. I am angry that happened with Kenzie. And I'm angry at you because of you bothering me. And then you get Kenzie attacking her. And then you see not only Raven come out trying to stop it. You see Tim Storm grabbing Natalia by her ass, holding her up in his arms. I'm putting it as a thumbnail, guys. You're going to see that ass being grabbed by, well, I think he might be grabbing her back by the time he grabs her up in the ass and then holds her to try and calm her down in his arms. He's dead. I loved it. It was a very interesting show. Now, mind you, was the ending of the show great? When it came to, and I am talking about this next, when it came to George South versus Wrecking Ball, it was an interesting match. But it was not the thing that should have closed. I would have liked to see this match close with Natalia and Kenzie. Now, an unsanctioned empty arena match is something they had to put at the end of the show. It's obvious they had to do it. But honestly, after what happened with Natalia and Kenzie, I would have liked to see this. And then you could have done next week on Power, that empty arena match. I think that should have been on Power instead of USA. But this is just me. And I hope you enjoyed this NWA USA episode 3, episode 1. No, is it episode 3 or episode 1? No, it is season 1, episode 3. I'm actually, let me make this clear. The reason I'm botching is because I am considering, one of my subscribers asked, are you going to watch game-changing wrestling's pay-per-view? I just heard that JD may review it, may watch it and then review it. He may. He didn't say he was definitely going to do it. He said he might do it. Now, mind you, I am considering it. Either that or something from New Japan Strong. Because I know New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong has an episode up, and either I might do Game-Changing Wrestling's pay-per-view or New Japan's episode for their New Japan Strong. I don't know. I'm considering one or the other. I'm not exactly sure. I'm on the fence of either one of them, or not even doing it at all. Give me an idea if you want to see that. I know it's getting pretty late because it's going to be done at 3 or 2 something at 3 because I had to go out and do something earlier. So I don't know if you guys are even going to want to see it, but you guys tell me below what you think. Do you want me to do the GCW pay-per-view, or do you want me to look at New Japan Pro Strong episode? Or neither. It doesn't really matter to you. It doesn't matter if you see either one of them or not to see anything. Just leave a comment. Peace.